Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Department of Press System and Press Law, Faculty of Political Science and Journalism at the Mickiewicz University, and the Polish Press Law Association, I warmly welcome our friends from all Europe to the seminar The Press in Small Countries and Regions in Europe, Methodological Seminar. Due to the possibilities and properties that the phenomenon of digitalization brings with it, it impacts not only on the sphere of technology, but also in the areas of culture, economy, politics and law. Technological changes affects not only the technical aspects of communication, but also the institutional shape of the media system. This must consequently lead to redefinition of the strategic objectives of the state's media policy. During this seminar, presentations and sharing of experience from many European small countries and regions are to be expected, although it seems that on this basis it will also be possible to indicate broader or even global trends.
I think that's the $1 million question, to understand how the media will change and how the media is changing. So that's one of the challenges we are facing at the Media Pluralism Monitor, to understand how the new digital environment and the new digital players in the news sector, how they are influencing and how they are shaping the media landscape. So there is no yes or no answer for the moment, but still it's an issue that's under discussion. I think the conference we are having today is one of the attempts to understand this new landscape and to try to answer to the question you just posed.
The problem number one is the financing of the media, of course, because you have to find money to develop the media, and most of people are reluctant to pay for the content of the media. So you have to find other ways to get money for the media, and the problem is that at the moment a large part of the advertising market is taken by what we call the GAFA, that means Google, Amazon, and so on, and that the media companies are no more able to collect a huge amount of money coming from advertising. And so they want to find how they could have money to have good medias, and to do good medias you need money because you have to fight against fake news and very abnormal information.
Well, I'm a Belgian researcher, and I'm come from that beautiful country that Belgium is, and it's a perfect example of how politics is even making things sometimes more complicated, because a small country as Belgium also has different language communities, and those language communities being in a kind of politics that divide the country instead of unite them, we have a state system that has specific laws and specific regulation according to the language group, which of course makes things even more complicated. So is this all in all small countries? No, but what we see in small countries, most of the time they also have their specific mother tongue, their specific language. And we see in those small countries, we see from time to time policy also to sustain that cultural inheritance of the national language. But it's dependent, and I don't think you can add all the small countries together and find a ready-made policy or ready-made situation analysis. I don't think that is the case.
I think there are not so many differences. Of course, on the small market you have less titles, but if they produce less TV channels, if they produce really reliable content, there are no big differences. Of course, sometimes it's easier on the big market to concentrate, to optimize the costs of activity, but the most important thing is the connection to the audience, to the reader, and to produce reliable content.
Well, that depends if you're an optimist or a pessimist. I'm a pessimist by nature, so I think we are just looking at the funeral of something. We can't talk about the media in a traditional way. They're all in the internet, so all the media have been swallowed up by the internet. There will be niche markets for products such as newspapers, press, or music, but otherwise it's all going to disappear into another aggregate category.
What concerns my country, which is Portugal, we do know that economic power is political power. So when you are talking of small countries, the opportunities to influence policy and policy to influence economics are much stronger. So what I am concerned about is that in small countries, the opportunity to influence policy making and the opportunity for politicians to influence economic operations are much higher, I would think.
I suppose what I was just referring to earlier, the crisis of their business model. In the past, the media were funded via advertising and readership if they made money from readers. And now both these sources of income are under challenge. There is increasing competition between media organizations on different platforms. There's competition for advertising. They are competing not just against each other, but also against media organizations that don't produce content, like aggregators, search engines, and this makes the market very challenging for them. And they don't yet know how to resolve this problem. I think now is a transitory period. At some point, I'm sure a way to deal with this will be found, but for the moment, I think different organizations are experimenting with different solutions.
I hope that our university and faculty, this city and our country will be well remembered by our guests, and you will visit us again someday. I would like to grateful our sponsor of our seminar, the Polish Association of Journalists and Publishers Repropol, Adam Mickiewicz University Foundation, and last but not least, Mayor of Poznań. Once again, thank you very much.